edition of end of the year and Christmas media interaction with the Honorable Commissioner for Economic Development and Ibom State Port in the person of Mr. Akan Okon. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Well, this series is going to be very, very important as we intend to dig deep into some economic blueprint of His Excellency, Mr. Udom Emmanuel. As a result of his avowed determination to bring life, very meaningful life for that matter, to the teeming people of Akwa Ibom State, he has been able to exercise that promise of industrialization. He talked about opening the three major gateways. Right now, two of them has been opened. Even though in Ibom State Port, work is yet to commence in full scale. But we are hopeful that 2021 will be very resourceful and economic-oriented administration. My name is Samson Akwa, aka Politics Today. My responsibility in this edition is just to coordinate the media, both private and public, will be the one to ask that very important question. And our question this period is going to border on the two major gateways of our economy. Well, you can also ask the other three. When I say major gateways, we are talking about the air, the sea, and the land. And as a result of this, the Akwa Ibom State media practitioners are going to throw and bear their minds on this very important issue. Honorable Commissioner, it's good to have you once again.
Sam, it's a pleasure to be here once again.
For those of you who may not perhaps really know the person of Akan Okon, he's been commissioners in several departments, and each of these departments he has made a mark. A ministry was created by this government, led by His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel. That ministry, we've never heard it before, and that is Aviation Ministry. Honorable Akan Okon was saddled with the responsibility of liaising with airline operators and then work in tandem with the vision of His Excellency and bring to the realization of a 2016 vision of making sure that Akwa Ibom State can fly. And today, Ibom Air is on the sky. Honorable Commissioner Akan Okon has a serious stinge in the financial business, and he has been a financial manager for several years. And of recent, he's been given the responsibility and a new ministry created, even talking about the Ministry of Economic Development at Ibom State Port. For the yearnings of Akwa Ibom people and that of the leaders for several years, if you check your record, about 18 years, we've been fighting for how we can make Akwa Ibom State a seaport, having one of the longest coastline in sub-Saharan Africa. Well, we cannot say that their efforts were in vain. Rather, Governor Udom Emmanuel built on that foundation. And today, Akwa Ibom State is proud to have been given a certification, an operational license to build a deep sea port, which by so many is as a result, is going to open a whole lot of opportunities for Akwa Ibom people. According to experts, on construction alone, Ibom State Port will give over 5,000 jobs to Akwa Ibom people. And so it is hopeful. For those of you who are watching outside Nigeria or outside Akwa Ibom State, we are at the residence of the Honorable Commissioner of Economic Development at Ibom State Port. And so he's a guy that loves so much pets. You may not be surprised to hear some of them. They're also contributing to our environment. Well, Honorable Commissioner, I'll leave the floor to the journalists who are here. But before we take up questions from them, we want to wish you a very successful Christmas celebration that you've done. You've been able to empower some people. We want to thank you, you and your family. We also want to thank your ministry and thank His Excellency through you for the opportunity you're going to give the media. You've done this severally under your own ministry and your capacity as an individual. That goes to show that you love the media. And so please, don't parry our questions because we are coming after you. We'll definitely with Commissioner. I don't know, Solo, we're on break or we're going to start immediately? Okay. Please just indicate and mention your name and where you represent and ask your question. Yes. Pick up the microphone there and ask your question. Thank you.
My name is Ephraim. I write for the Waves newspaper. You, Honorable Commissioner, Merry Xmas and Happy New Year in advance.
I wish you the same.
I want to thank you for this interaction. This is my first experience anywhere. But that's not the issue. The issue is congratulations to you and the governor of the state for the battle so far for being able to get the certification, the operational license to commence the Ibom Deep Sea Port. I want to thank the forefathers, founding fathers of Akwa Ibom for the ideas, the design, the struggle so far. But the question I want to ask is this, before other colleagues will come in with their questions. What is Akwa Ibom government doing in terms of building capacity and preparing Akwa Ibom sons and daughters to take prominent and strategic position as regards the seaport that is about to come on board? Because I'm aware, as well as others here would be, that this is a mega business that is coming for Akwa Ibom and is going to create myriads of opportunities, and it will be a kind of wealth gateway for Akwa Ibom and Nigeria at large. Will this state create this kind of ambience, economic ambience, and then wait for strangers, so to speak, to come in and take
can you wrap it up for
strategic positions? Is Akwa Ibom government putting any plans on ground to prepare Akwa Ibom sons and daughters ahead in terms of training and capacity generation? Thank you very much.
Okay. Honorable Commissioner, you take that one quickly because after now, since we have a few minutes, we are also running live. We are streaming live all over the world. So we will also attempt to get questions from there. But for now, you will be attempting every question as they come.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ephraim, thank you for this question. I want to say that the government of Akwa Ibom State under His Excellency Governor Udeme Mandua is interested in ensuring that our young men and women who are very bright and brilliant are given opportunity to excel. The Ibom Deep Sea Port is going to unlock the potential, the hidden potential of Akwa Ibom State, and also lead to an improvement in the standard of living of our people. So as a government, arrangement is being put in place to ensure that our people are trained. But I want to say that it is not only the responsibility of government to train our people. As parents, as guardians, we have to be involved in ensuring that we get our children to upgrade and update themselves on relevant skills that is required in the maritime sector. So it won't be the business of government alone. It has to take the collective responsibility of every well-meaning Akwa Ibom person to ensure that our people are positioned to take opportunity or advantage of the emerging opportunities that will come out from these port operations.
Okay. Yes. Please get your microphone. Mention your organization. And then just 1 minute question, please.
My name is Ubong Ukut. I talk with Atlantic FM, Radio Nigeria. I have 3 questions and I have 2 minutes, so I'll be as short as I am. First is, across the media, social media especially, there's so much speculation about the actual location of Ibom Deep Sea Port. I think you could help us clarify that, because if we take our mind back, we used to hear Ibaka Deep Sea Port, so the exact location is something that Akwa Ibom would like to know. The second question is, what plans are there? Are we going to be doing international business? And does the certification given by the federal government cover import, exports? And then third, we have issues in Akwa Ibom, connecting with Abia State, connecting with River State. We do know that there will be a lot of traffic that will be coming into the state with the actualization of this project? What are the plans to make sure that we can take total benefit of having the seaport when it comes to fruition?
Thank you very much. I want to start from the last one. You are talking about the linkages between us and the various states. Already we have good road network, and arrangement is also being put in place to ensure that there's a connection of a rail line from the coastal rail line to link with the port. You've talked about the location of the port, actual location and the name. As you're all aware that every government asset now, carries Ibom. But I want to tell you that the issue of location shouldn't be a problem. In Lagos State, you have the port in Apapa, but the impact of the port is felt in Ekpe, is felt in Ikorodu, everywhere. The port will impact positively in the life of Akwa Ibom people in the 31 local government area and beyond. So I believe that for us, we should be interested in having a port. But you also know that it is a business concern and must be sited in a location that is appropriate. So that should be what you should be thinking about. But the truth is that we have approval to operate that port. And you've asked whether it's going to be export and import. That's the main business of every port, to import and also export. And Ibom Deep Sea Port is not standing alone. It's also coming with an industrial city, which is to help locate light and heavy industries that will fit the port for export. So it's a complete package, and every activities that is associated in the maritime sector that relates to a port will be conducted in this port.
Okay. Please come forward and get the microphone. We want to hear you.
My name is Ekemini Simon, the Mail newspaper. The approval is very, very commendable. It's a giant stride. And if we look at the manifesto of the governor for his second term, he has stated that his intention, if I to quote him, my intention is to see that the deep sea port is completed before the end of my tenure in 2023, and the next 4 years of my administration, the port will commence full operation. We understand the intricacies involved in port development, building it to where it commences full operation. So with the timeline left, is this promise really, can it be realized with the timeline? Now, if we look at the 2021 budget, we will see that the approved budget, we'll see that 5 billion naira has been the mark for the construction of the Ibom Deep Sea Port facility. And we know that the share, what Akwa Ibom State is to have as a percentage should be 20%. So is this 5 billion included in that percentage? So are we giving this money to the Chinese company, the Belo Power China Consortium, for them to do the construction? Then for the Ibom Industrial City, which is part of that deep sea, for 2 billion naira, a mark for the construction of that industrial city, and 3 billion added as sundry expenses there. So what will be the contracting procedure? When are we expecting to have bidding process commence in that?
Thank you, Dominic. I think the last time you came here, as your status changed, you promised us, you gave us a commitment.
Yeah.
Huh? Have you changed? Soon. Okay. I want to say that the way you've asked the question is as if the port construction will be completed in 1 year. Okay? There's a provision in the budget in respect of the construction of the port. Mind you, the port is to be built on a PPP, public-private partnership, where the state government, the government will contribute 40% and the private sector 60%. That provision is not the total sum, okay? And there are processes in government that if you make provision for a particular project and there is need to increase it in the course of the construction, there are windows to get such additional or supplementary. But that is for a start. And I want to say that Ibom Deep Seaport, the entire procurement process to arrive at the approval of the full business case by the Federal Executive Council has been adjudged as one of the most credible and transparent process in terms of procurement process. And we intend to continue in that pattern. Very soon that we are going to have all the processes commence so that there will be bidders for the various aspects of jobs to be done at the port, starting from the various studies, the geotechnical and geophysical. So it is a very, very transparent process that we will follow, that everybody will see. And we've done that in the procurement stage leading to that approval, and we intend to continue in that manner.
Okay, thank
and
you.
You've mentioned about what is yes. I want to commend the governor because he gave a commitment to Akwa Ibom people that he is very desirous in making Ibom Deep Seaport a reality. And we are already, this approval that we've gotten, which has taken some time, is a major milestone, and that we have a preferred bidder already. We're not going to look for preferred bidder now. We already have a bidder who have the financial strength to be able to commence the construction of the port. So I am very certain, the port is to be constructed in phases. But I'm very certain that in the life of the administration of Governor Udeme Emmanuel, that the phase must have been completed so that maybe the vessel that you want to bring in your goods from China will bed.
Thank you. Yes, your name and your organization.
Thank you very much. Hello, Commissioner. My name is Inusen. I am with Comfort FM. Hello, Commissioner. While I align myself with colleagues to commend the state government for the realization of this dream of having Ibom Deep Seaport, I still also have these fears. If I can recall, early 2 years ago, the state government flagged off Ibom Blue Sea technology. And shortly after then, the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, set in. And now we are having Ibom Deep Seaport dream realized within the period of the pandemic. So can you tell us categorically that Ibom Deep Seaport construction will commence amidst the pandemic?
Well, you've made a point there. I'm quite sure you know that the COVID-19 pandemic, although it has impacted negatively all over the world, there are still some positive things that are happening. For example, it's under the same period, Ibom A has added 1 aircraft to its fleet. So I believe that with this approval that we have gotten, things are going to work. There are processes that does not require physical contact that is going to be undertaken so that we observe. But I don't believe that year 2021 will be like 2020. But even if in 2020 that you believe is a very negatively impactful year, we got this approval in this year. So I believe that that same God that made that possible is going to pave the way for us and make year 2021 a very good year and provide the enabling environment for the port to commence construction. So I think as human beings, let's leave that to God, and God will do only what He can do for us.
Okay. Let me take from the female there. At least if it's male all over, so Let's decentralize. Yes, your name and the organization. Get a microphone. Okay, my business. My business. I get it with me. Sorry. I get it with me.
Good afternoon, sir. In compliment of the season, my name is Mary Ekere, and I write for the Post newspaper. It's a good thing that Akwa Ibom State has gotten the federal government approval for the Ibom Deep Seaport. Now, considering the fact that the seaport will definitely deal with importing and exporting of petroleum resources, and the state is one of the oil-producing states in the country, is there any plan by the state government to establish a refinery which could help it regulate the price of petroleum products, which could help in stabilizing our economy? Or is it totally left in the hands of the Boa Group, who has solicited to build the refinery? Secondly, on the Ibom Air, we've seen that other domestic flights in the neighboring states are springing up. What plans do the state government have to make sure that Akwa Ibom State remains afloat in the face of these rising competitions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for your question. You've talked about government establishing refinery to take advantage of the port. I want to tell you that the only problem we have as human beings is the limitation in terms of the resources. Akwa Ibom State government will continue to provide the enabling environment and also lead the way in several businesses that it could. But I want to say that government will continue to concentrate on those areas is for the public sector and leave the area private sector that suited. So for us as a state and the governor being a financial service person is a function of the availability of resources. But wherever the resources is not available to do that, there's always other options that partnering with the private sector to do it. But it will be a good idea. Like I said, the port is going to have container terminals, it's going to have liquid terminal and bulk. So a lot of activities will go on there. And then you've asked the question about Ibom Air. All over the world, you have several airlines. What differentiates the various airlines is the services. So Ibom Air has been established with a very good service culture. You can see of the management to sustain it, and they have done that. That's why today Ibom Air is the first airline of choice for anybody who wants to travel in Nigeria. And I believe that is a culture that has been entrenched, and the company will continue to function in that manner, and it's going to be sustainable, and it will be a successful business.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Yes, somebody is already here. Somebody is there. Let me finish with him. Then Franklin and you. Yes, please get the microphone.
Good afternoon, Honorable Commissioner.
Good afternoon.
Honorable Commissioner, I think I have
your name and the organization.
Oh, sorry. My name is Nelson Neo. I'm the property editor of Pioneer newspaper. Honorable Commissioner, I want to take you back. When the Ibom airline was established and there was need for very critical personnel, most especially pilots. And I think the search, after exhausting the search within, they had to go outside. And of course, there was also that clamor that Akwa Ibom people should be first-line beneficiaries of government investment. So I want to ask, we envisage a situation where the government also look forward to establishing a shipping line with the Ibom Deep Seaport coming. What is the government going to do differently so that we will be able to have enough manpower that will be able to man the shipping line, most especially mariners and all of that? Thank you.
Okay, I think, Honorable Commissioner, you may have, because you answered that question.
No, let me just explain. Let me explain it to you.
Okay.
You know, I love the spirit of our people. They want the government to be involved in everything. But life is not that way. You know, there are competencies that people have, even businesses, that you must go into business that you have the competence to operate. Running and a shipping line is something for the future, not immediate. But the immediate concentration now is to ensure that we have a port. And then this port is functioning and you receive a lot of vessels in there. I'm sure in the next years to come, as the situation of the country and the world improves, maybe government will look into that direction. But for now, the concentration is to make sure that the facility is constructed and operational so that a lot of our young men and women will have employment opportunities. That is the major focus right now, not in having a shipping line. And I want to say that Governor Odom Emmanuel is very focused and he is very passionate about our young men and women. That is why when Ibom A came up and we did not have the required number of our people, we need to look for other people to come. But government is a program that allows every Akwa Ibom son and daughter basic experience to be trained and type-rated on the type of aircraft that Ibom is using. And today, if you find out a lot of our children are being engaged as a result of this process.
Okay, are you done? Okay. Franklin. Please be fast about it.
Good afternoon, Honorable Commissioner for Ibom Deep Sea Port. My name is Franklin Isong. I think last year I was here to commend you for the actualization of the Ibom Air. And I remember urging or pleading that you should do everything within your powers to the governor to ensure that we have the Ibom Deep Sea Port come on live. Now I'm here to appreciate the fact that you have been able to put all you have and the governor has supported it, that we now have the Ibom Deep Sea Port coming full on stream. I am now worried, Commissioner, I'm now worried. My fears will go back to what Ekemini Simon raised, the issue of the time frame for construction of the project. Why I'm worried is because we've had several projects in this state that have been abandoned by government before now, and I'm afraid that I have not seen any concrete step taken by His Excellency the Governor, the Kure Emmanuel, to ensure that we have a legislation to back up any project that are established by the government, so that when the government stops anywhere, government is a continuum. When another government comes, it continues from where this government stops and complete it to the end, because the taxpayers' money have been used to initiate this project, so that we won't have the kind of thing we are suffering from the Tropicana project and others that have been brought on board by the past government and then wasn't continued by the government thereafter. And so I want to plead with you and appeal to the governor that he should think towards the area on the direction of having legislation on ground that all government projects must be continued by government hereafter, so that we will not have projects like this being abandoned after his tenure in office. That's just my contributions so far. Thanks.
Thank you, Franklin. I want to say that it is the desire of government to make sure that every project that has been because you see, a state is like a book with a cover and different chapters. And if you remove any of the chapters from a book, that book is not complete. So every project that has been started in the state is the desire of government, but we had issues of resources. So I believe that given a time that we have enough resources, those projects will be looked into. But I want to say, for example, that in the case of Ibom Deep Seaport, I'm quite sure even if you are the one succeeding Governor Odem Emmanuel, you will not abandon that project because of the impact that project will bring to our state. So, yes, you are a human being and you are alive. Any person that is alive needs to express fear. But I'm very certain that it is a project that has been well received by Akwa Ibom people, and that everything will be done to ensure that because it's going to change the narrative of our state. It's going to offer employment opportunities. It will, like I said, unlock the hidden potential of our state and ensure that there's an improvement in the standard of living of our people. It's going to generate revenue for the federal government and the state government, and it's going to serve as a major logistic hub for even the oil and gas industry. So it's a good project that I don't think anybody will want to abandon. So let us be very hopeful and prayerful, because you know, just like the case of Ibom A, people were also afraid, but today it's flying. And you are asking about question of sustainability now, but I want to assure you, with the business model that has been put in place, that this is a very, very sustainable and viable business that is going to grow.
Okay. That being answered, we move the microphone to the gentleman. Please do tell us your name and the organization.
Commissioner, good afternoon. My name is Kufretuk from the Pulse. I'm so particular about a question asked by on your Facebook page by one Mass James. The question is, how will you protect the interests of the indigenous professionals that handle dredging and marine watercraft construction? Because we discovered that some months ago you had a meeting with dredging contractors from Lagos without involving us. Thank you. I would like you to respond to this, sir.
Well, I want to say that I am in the office as a Commissioner for Economic Development and Ibom Deep Seaport. And you know, in the business world, people scout for opportunities. This is my responsibility to meet with people, to answer questions relating to the project. So I don't think there's anybody who has come up, whether indigenous or international, that we've not offered them opportunity to give them answers to the various questions that they're looking for. But what I like to say is that you see, the era that manners fall from heaven. You know, people will not sit in their homes for you to take opportunities. I'm sure Ibom Deep Seaport has been, you know, information on it has been circulated far and wide. And if there's anybody who has question or you see an opportunity that you think you can contribute, the ministry is there for you to approach so that we can guide you on how to go about it. So I think that's the way to go. There's a lot of opportunities for the local people, for international people, for national people, because it is a big project. There's opportunity for all.
Okay. Your name and the organization.
Good afternoon, Honorable Commissioner.
Afternoon,
my question is a follow-up to what you just said. Is there any channel, a communication channel, that people, both home and abroad, can reach out to your ministry to make inquiries as to all the opportunities that are available, both in the Deep Seaport and other projects under your ministry?
Yes, Ibom Deep Seaport, there's a well-run website for the project. As a ministry too, we also have a well-run website. So these are avenues that you can ask questions relating to the project and get answers to your questions.
Okay. No, Ubong, you wait for some other person. You've already asked questions.
The website. Okay, you www. Okay, it will show. Okay.
Yes, your name and the organization, my friend behind.
With due respect, Honorable Commissioner, Ubong Abasise is my name. I'm for the Rice Journal. I understand that opening air and see space will make Akwa Ibom State a destination state. So the question now is, okay, can we rule out the issue of electricity, because electricity is what can invite businesses to settle down and do business. I recently understand that Ibom power plant generates about 80 megawatts of electricity. What is the plan of the state governments in distributing this quantity of electricity?
Okay.
Is there a plan for, and sir, one more question, please, or it's a request?
No, we are out of time. We have less than 5 minutes to...
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, let me start by commending the governor, His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel, for what he has done in the power sector since he assumed office. As you are aware, he has built about 3 power substations, the one on 4 lane here, the one at the Ikem in and even the one at the airport. I want to say that in terms of the distribution infrastructure, the government of Akwa Ibom State, under His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel, has deployed several transformers, because it's one thing for electricity to be generated, another thing for it to get to the final point of usage. So, and then if you are talking about the power generated by Ibom Power, you know, there's a distribution company that has responsibility for that. You know, the unbundling of the previous NEPA, giving room to various companies. For example, in the south side, you have the Port Harcourt City distribution company that has responsibility for that. And what government has done is to make sure that those infrastructure that is required at the distribution endpoint is provided, so that when power is generated, that it will get to various companies and homes. And in terms of the seaport and the industrial city, I want to inform you that there's a dedicated power plant that is to serve so it's been the design completed. The master plan for the industrial city is also completed, so it won't be an issue, because there's a dedicated power plant that will service businesses.
Okay. Because of time and the lack of it, we would love to do some sort of extension, but I know you're busy schedule as well, and of course some of them, the period these days is not really good for people to stay outside for too long. And I want to thank you, gentlemen of press, for finding it difficult and necessary to dig deep. And of course, we're also aware that there are some messages, okay? And so whatever that is, we'll definitely respond to some of them before we wrap it up. Messages, Solo, can we go through some online messages? Some of them. But just to add it, where the other day I played host to the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on power, and we were so glad to hear that this government is working hard, Power for All 2021 by December, and we pray that that will come to pass. Thank you, His Excellency. In the absence of any online message, I'm told there are a lot of them. Please, can you make it possible for me to have them? Okay, Honorable Commissioner, while waiting, what would be your advice to Akwa Ibom youth? Because some of the questions coming in looks as though people will sit at the comfort of their home and job will be taken to them. What would be your advice in that direction, sir?
My advice is that every industry has certain basic skills that is required to function successfully in such an industry. My advice to our young men and women is that they should begin to upgrade themselves and update themselves on relevant skills that will be useful in the maritime industry. So because just like you have said, and I said earlier, government alone can't do everything. Government alone can't train. As individuals, as parents, we also have to join hands and ensure that our young men and women are pushed in the right direction of getting the required skills so that they will be able to take advantage of the emerging opportunities that will come out from this port.
Okay, Honorable Commissioner, when I was talking about online message, I thought it was like going to be 5 or 6 or 10. It's too much, but
let's just take the one
I say I will take the one that's okay.
That
we start from okay, Idiomo Ekong. Is it Idiomo or Idioma Ekong? This one says, I love this man because of his deeper understanding of his assigned task and how to accomplish them. Okay, that's not a question. The second for Samuel and Ample Equera. Okay, they said they are watching from US. And this one says, the Ibom Deep Sea Port is another feat achieved through your hard work. Keep sowing, sir. This one says that the future is bright. What is the government plan in developing indigenous manpower in critical areas of interest with regards to these projects? Okay,
I've already answered that the government is putting in place plans.
Maintenance engineers, marine engineers, marine lawyers, and the likes, project engineers, etc. will be required. I thought this guy is number one. Kufre Samo is the one said it is. Let me check to another critical question here. Oh, I have watched and listened to some of the questions on Ibom Deep Sea Port in the media chart with the Honorable Commissioner Akan Okon. I want to comment his responses to these questions. Okay, I'm looking for questions. Several of them. This one says, Honorable Commissioner, please throw more light. When is the project going to kickstart in terms of construction or site clearing? This is Victor Okon.
Yeah, I want to say that we've already concluded arrangement in respect of the various studies that will be done before construction commences. So I'm sure we're all in the celebration mood, the Christmas period. That notwithstanding, even yesterday, the technical committee for the realization of Ibom Deep Sea Port, headed by Mrs. Bonosoro, we were in a 6 hours meeting. This meeting is aimed at putting in place all the things that is required to make sure that the process of construction is fast-tracked. So everything is being done, and it's the desire of the committee and every Akwa Ibom person to see this, the construction of this project begin in earnest. So we are not sleeping. In fact, we've really been energized by this Christmas gift that was given to us by the Federal Executive Council under President Buhari. So everything is being done to make sure that the project kickstarts very soon.
Honorable Commissioner, before we let you to go, I know there are some individuals, your friends, and those who perhaps assisted the state government in diverse capacities for the actualization of certain things you've read out. We want to have a goodwill message, especially to your boss.
Yeah, Sam, I want to say that we are very lucky to have His Excellency Governor Dome Emmanuel as a governor in this particular point in time. You know that what makes the difference between actual growth and development in a society is not the abundance of resources, both material and human, but is the quality of leadership that is in place. Governor Dome Emmanuel has shown leadership by ensuring that those critical projects that will lead, because most of the things that he has done, some people have not really understood what he has done, but I'm quite sure over a couple of times, in the next few months, in the next few years, they will come to the realization that yes, indeed, we had a governor who saw the future and was leading us to a future that would be good for all of us. I want to thank the governor for his commitment. He has not spared his time. There is nothing that is required, even at any given point in time, that relates to this project that he has not done, both materially and otherwise. So I want to thank the governor for his commitment. And you know what he did? That upon assumption of office in 2015, he knew that this project would better be realized under a technical committee that is made up of seasoned professionals from the private sector. And he set up the committee for the realization of Ibom Deep Sea Port, headed by Mrs. Bonusoro. And I want to say that this committee has done an excellent job, and that has led to us having this approval. So I want to thank His Excellency and to thank the chairman of the committee and all the committee members. I will not fail to thank all the federal government agencies that are involved in port development, the Federal Ministry of Transport, ICRC, NPA, the Bureau of Public Procurement, and the rest of them. They have been very supportive because they believe in this project that the Ibom Deep Sea Port will provide employment opportunities to Nigerians. They will also provide an opportunity to increase the revenue for the Nigerian government. And above all, that is going to help increase the port capacity for Nigeria. So I want to thank all these people for their support and ensuring that we get to this position.
Do your message. A few hours from now.
Well, 2020, what a year. Just like the Bible said, for everything we should give thanks to God. But I'm very happy that all the faces that I've seen here, you were here in 2019. And you are here today. That shows that God is faithful. That the pandemic notwithstanding, God still kept all of us. And I'm very certain that that same God who has been with us is going to take us to 2021. And we pray that this year, the year 2021, will be a better year. And I want to appeal to these gentlemen of the Fourth Estate that they should continue to support the government of His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel. Everything the governor is doing is for the good of our state. And we must join hands to build a state that will be good for our children and even a generation of Akwa Ibom yet unborn. So I wish all of you a happy 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Can we just rise for, as the commissioner, do his way back? I want to thank all of you who contributed to the success of this media interaction. Solomon Ayo, most especially his media and publicity aide. I'm talking about Kwarawa Bokime. And myself, Samson Akwa. We want to thank you and pray that God will take you home safely. God bless Akwa Ibom State journalists. Amen.
Are you still a journalist? You're a farmer now. You're everything. Okay. How are you? How are you?